basics of how to connect to Zwift, how to connect all of your equipment to Zwift so that you can get online and start riding. First thing you'll need to do, if you've not already done so, is you'll need to download the application either on your smartphone or tablet or on your PC or Mac. For this purpose, I'm going to use showing you how to do it on a PC or Mac, just to make it slightly easier for those of you that are going to be using a PC to do it. Once you've done it, all you'll need to do is log in. You'll put in your username and password. You'll click go, and then what will happen is it will take you to the pairing screen. The pairing screen is simply the screen that you will need to say what device it is that you want to connect to. So here you can see that it's given me various options. It's got power source, it's got speed sensor. Zwift needs one of those two. Either a power source, so a power meter that's showing you watts, or a speed sensor. So if you've got a normal turbo trainer, it's not a smart trainer or anything, you just simply put your back wheel on it and away you go. You will need a speed sensor so that it can work out what speed it is that you're going according to the turbo trainer. And then Zwift will know, based on your brand of turbo trainer, what it is that you want to do. Okay, so for now, you can see here as well, if you take too long, you get this slightly annoying little squirrel who wants to tell you to wake your devices up. So for now, we're just going to click on search. You'll notice that in the top left screen, you've got two icons, an ANT Plus icon and a Bluetooth icon. I've got an ANT dongle connected to the PC, and I've also got Bluetooth because I'm using my MacBook. Depending on what device you've got will depend on what it does. If you've got an old style power meter or a speed sensor, the likelihood is you'll need your ANT dongle. So a Garmin one or a Sunto or whatever device it is that you want using ANT Plus will need to be plugged into your PC. However, if you've got a Bluetooth power meter or Bluetooth speed sensor or Bluetooth turbo trainer, you can just simply connect for that. I would always recommend, where possible, using Bluetooth, just because ANT Plus can be a little bit susceptible to interference from other things in your house or wherever it is that you tend to turbo. So for now, I'm just going to click on power source. You'll notice that it gives me a list of options. I've just enabled my vectors by turning my pedals, and you'll now see that my Garmin vectors appear as a power meter. You can see as well on the right hand side that it will tell you what connection it is that it's using. So here you can see I've got 4 ANT Plus connections, or I've got a Bluetooth. For this one, I'm just simply going to select my Garmin vectors, say OK. Because I'm using my vectors, which are my pedals, it will automatically then use that for cadence. If I've got a heart rate, I can select a heart rate if it's ANT Plus, or if I've got a Wahoo Bluetooth heart rate or another brand, you'd be able to select that. And if you've got a turbo trainer that's controllable, so a Tax Neo or a Tax Vortex or an Elite brand that's controllable, you'll be able to also select that. What that means is during the game, it will automatically vary the resistance based on the terrain of the road that you're riding. So in Zwift, there are several climbs. So once you go up a climb, you'll notice that it gets automatically harder if you've got a controllable trainer. I would recommend, if you're going to start to do a lot of Zwift and you get really into it, it's a really good way of motivating you, especially during winter. I would thoroughly recommend investing in a smart trainer of some degree, just because I think it makes the experience a little bit better. So I'm just going to click on search. I'm going to click on one of my options there, so I can see that my trainer is there. I can click on that, click on OK, and then I'm just going to say OK. What it will then do is it will take me to the start screen. Only kind of 3 main bits you need to know about on here. First is the training mode. Training mode allows for you to use a workout file that either you create or you download from another application, such as Training Peaks or Trainer Road. I will come on to that on another video, but for now I'm just going to leave it on Just Ride. Route. This allows you to change the particular route that you want to ride. So if you want to ride hills, you can ride hills. If you want to ride flat, you can click on change, and it will then simply select the routes that you want to select. So I can just put Greater London Loop. Okay, when I go back to the days I was running the marathon here, click on OK, and it will select that as my option. So when I start to ride, I'll be able to see the route as it is in real life. If I'm following anybody on Zwift, so for example Chris Standage or Claire Sutcliffe, both of who I follow, I'd be able to look down this list to see if there's anybody that I follow online, and if they are, I'd be able to click their name and it would allow for me to go straight into where they are on the course and be able to ride alongside them. But for now, I'm just simply going to click on ride, and then what's going to happen is it's going to take me to the screen. You can see there that a little message popped up to say that I've unlocked the kit because I've connected my Elite Trainer. And now all I need to do is start pedaling on my bike, and what will happen is you'll notice both in the top left and the middle of the screen it starts to pick up my power and my RPM from my vectors, and in the top screen it will also show my speed based on what weight I am and my power, and that's how Zwift knows what my speed is. You can see that there's a timer and also distance and also my feet climbing in the top of the screen here. So that's pretty much the basics. You can hear my turbo spinning away in the background. You'll also notice on the right hand side you've got a list of other people that are riding on Zwift at that current time. And on the right hand side you've also got just some little info. So there are various segments, a bit like Strava segments in Zwift, and it will show you how you compared to previous attempts or how you compared to other people. And there are also a couple of sprints and comms for you to be able to pit your wits against the rest of the world. So for now, all I need to do is I've finished my ride. I click on menu. It brings me up a summary of my ride. I can check out my stats. Okay, I can click on end ride, and what it will do is it will simply save the session. There are also some really useful parts here. I can click on editing my profile, so if I've dropped a bit of weight, or in my case probably put a little bit on, I can increase my weight, and again that's how it knows what my speed is. Do make sure you put the right one in there, because it's cheating if you don't. If you also want to change anything to do with your rider, so how he looks or she looks, you can go into customize down here and it will allow you to do those. So change your bike, change your helmet, change your hair, or in my case not change your hair. And then there's various settings in terms of difficulty, screen resolution, etc. But again, plenty of info on the net for those, so I'm not going to go into them. So all I need to do is click on end ride. It gives me a brief ride report, and I can just click OK. And then it will simply give me the save screen, and all I need to do is save and exit. And that is it.